Crypto is life, baby. never know what I'm going to be wearing when you see me. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I got the blockchain tie on, feeling good. Blessings on blessings to be alive, man. Thank you to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning, October 19th. Blessings on blessings, man. We're here. This is the belt of the best crypto technical, best technical analysis. We did it for everything, really. S&P, you name it, of 2023. We called the S&P on Hidden Bullish Divergence last 2022, and then we watched it pump it, or 2023, watch it pump here now. We called multiple things, but man, the bottom for Bitcoin, right? The top at the 69,000 double top with the bearish away from the 21 of the weekly, man, and people recognize that. The best technical analysis of 2023. I hope we can win it here this year in 2024. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get that music up and running. And bam, the Rolly, baby, the Rolly. Oh, man, last night was a crazy night. I finally pulled the trigger, just decided to buy that Rolly. And again, material things will not make you happy. Like you buy the Rolex, you think you're going to feel great. And you're kind of just like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? And then you realize, like, if your kids were sick, if anything ever happened in life, would you care about this piece of metal? No, it wouldn't mean nothing to you. You know? Rolexes are more of dangles of a man's ability. Can you achieve a $20,000 watch? You know, can you get to somewhere in life where that is, you know, your finances are so high that just doesn't mean that much to you? I think that's what the Rolex represents. It's leveling up. It's not really about the Rolex, and I think a lot of guys know that. And if you think it's all about the Rolex and you care about it and you're all like, look at me, then you've lost the point. It's really not. You know what I mean? That's the thing, though. The material people see the Rolex and that's what they think you're doing because that's how they think. And again, you don't have to buy yourself a dang thing. You know what I mean? Our suit's not the same. Amen. I'd rather wear an Apple Watch. See, I thought about Apple Watch, but an Apple Watch, I don't research Wi-Fi and stuff. You really don't want Wi-Fi on your wrist, man. It's bad enough in your phone. You know, I know people really want the Apple Watch. I know I want it. We all want it. I'm a convenience guy. I could have bought it. You know why I don't buy it? It's probably not healthy for me. I know in my heart tells me that's not good for you, man. So I don't do it. So I don't do things just because they're convenient. All right? If they're not good for me, we don't do them. All right? Some watches are decent investments. Yeah. Amen. Yeah, blasted to the upside, 39% incoming. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Who cares about the Rolly? It's about BTC. I gave you deep when it first hit the market right here. We looked at it right here at 1 penny and 1/10 of a cent. This thing is now up a 5x at 5 2/10 of a cent. And then I gave you this call right here, and it continued to pump. So if you took that secondary call, up 62%. All right? If you took the bigger call, that thing is mooning. It's up, you know, if it hits the target too, 65. I feel like it's up like 72, something like that from when we put it out. And then the whole thing is still up like about 368%. Unbelievable. We found this coin on the live stream. Someone said, hey, look at this DEX on Sui, new DEX on Sui. Mexi picked it up. I'm in with Mexi. Boom, boom, boom. We knew about this thing before probably the world, man. And then boom. And this channel, man, we find things so early because we understand what, like right now we know Sui's hot. So you know something's going to come out of there. And you just keep listening to ecosystems. You keep keeping your ear to the ground. I don't take a day off. You don't miss if you keep staying on the grind. It's Twitter. It's Crypto Billy. It's Crypto Sammy. It's everybody out here contributing. It's members only trading. It's everybody out here pushing themselves to the limit. It's Board PC Guy. All right? My whole group, all of you are scanning the markets. All of you are pushing yourself. I'm around the hardest working people in the game because that's what we produce here. That's the type of people we attract. All right? Yeah. Somebody said, microwave on your wrist. Amen. Yeah, you can put a microwave on your wrist if you want and have an Apple Watch. I'm not that dude. I'm a lot smarter than that. You know I want the convenience, but I'm not going to do that. I know in my heart and soul, having Wi-Fi on my wrist near my blood vessel right there can definitely contribute to vibrational energy going into my blood vessels and could definitely affect my heart. If you don't think that's possible, it's up to you. And again, somebody can say, you're just nuts. You have no scientific data on that. I really don't. A lot of things that I figured out in my life, I didn't have a scientist next to me to figure that out. I was able to figure it out. You know, no economic expert sat there and explained Bitcoin to me. I sat there and was able to really just understood what was happening with BTC, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin from the top down and have a beautiful day doing it. Slipping a little bit. I wanted it to bounce there. Now it's kind of losing this previous supportive resistance area. You could open it up, but this is kind of where we stand. To me, you lost the trend there. You wanted to bounce from there and start going to the upside. You could say, but it's in a flag sideways here. It's a bigger channel. Okay, I guess. Whenever I do that, it's a little sketch. And look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're going to break it down. Are we going to fall back today on low volume? Are we going to go sideways? Are we going to pump? Let's take a look. Let's do our top-down analysis like we do every single day and see if there's anything that we can see. And again, remember how we found deep? Keep coming back to the channel. What if you watch this channel 30 days, but on one of the days you found deep and you 5x'd? All 30 of those days would have been worth it. You see what I mean? I deliver, and I just believe if you show up every single day somehow, some way, you're going to get some more knowledge, some education, and I truly believe it's going to help you on your path to success. Let's take a look here at the weekly. And again, I know I'm successful, so I know if you hang around me, you will be too. That's facts. Facts. Right? Once you state facts and you live in facts. So let's take a look. The weekly, that's a bullish engulfing candle. Absolutely wonderful, right? All we needed was a break above 67,200. Remember, that was the key level. I remember when we went over that months ago. We broke above that. Beautiful. But now we're at a resistance. Makes sense. Right here, 68,000. 68,000. I always see where the candle actually closed, and it was 68,249 on that red candle there. So 68,250 is the resistance for Bitcoin. And you can see we hit it, we wicked to it. Unable to get above that key level on the weekly. So that's our next, if we close above that, I just don't see how we don't go to an all-time high. So they probably have to just, They can't let us get it that quick. So they might play around in here. You never know. And honestly, we don't know. They could come up, they could come down, come up, come down, come up. We don't know exactly. I still see this shoulder, head or right shoulder on the weekly, and it looks even more apparent on the 3-day, right? But that's bullish. As long as we closed above 67.2, we're good to go. Tomorrow, that close is going to be absolutely beautiful. All right, we had a great week. A great week. Right now, we went up 5,290 in the week. Bang. All right. I see 88K in the CADs. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Amen. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart has an inverted head and shoulder. Clear as day. If you're just a simple-minded trader like I am, you don't have to go through 1,000 thoughts and obstacles. That's an inverted head and shoulder, and they break up 68% of the time. If I take this setup 7 out of 10 times, basically 6 out of 10 times, I'm gonna win. Right? I'm going to win. Yeah, who is they? Who the heck is they? I got you, man. So let's take a look here at the daily. Now the 3 days getting a little overbought on those stochastics RSIs. And that's not too great. All right. And then we're looking at this here, right? You could almost say, okay, is that the symmetrical triangle? I mean, we have a resistance. We have so there you are, right? In my mind, we broke out of this bigger one for sure. But we are at a resistance at 68,000 now. And it tells me right? Do we break above this key level? See, because when I'm true to these lines, that has to be a breakout. Some people are saying it's the top of the trend, but then you don't get that one to click. Still is a resistance, right? But so now I slap on the moving averages. The daily just too far away from that 21-day moving average and out of resistance. So it does start to bark the tone of a break somewhere down here to about 65,009, 66,000. We would lose that weekly support and resistance. Again, we may not do that. We may do something more like this. I don't know what's going to happen. What I do is I project it to the future and I take the projections as they play. So if this goes sideways, we trade it. If this goes down, we trade it. We enter there or we enter there. And if it continues to pump, who knows? The small time frames will tell us that. Just want to say thank you, brother. You know what you've done for me and master friend. Not to mention the 99. We're a family here and it's full of education. Quit playing yourself and hit the like and join. Amen. Shout out to Jay Baker 017. God bless Master Friend, man. He's such a good man. Whenever he teaches, he always segues back to my teaching. He always gives me respect. He pays homage to the dude that started the place. He never acts too big for his britches. I really appreciate that. You know, when you start something and, you know, it's that respect is crucial, and he's a great man for that, honestly. He's a great man. You're all wonderful people. And thank you, everyone that works really hard here to push themselves to the limit. You're so funny, man. Yeah, that dude really just said, isn't that funny? That dude's been saying that for 3 years, man. He missed everything. He will continue to do it. His channel stated, whatever, let's move on. Blessings. There's a reason why some people are moving ahead and other people aren't. That's all I gotta say, right? How do I reach out to you? Yeah. Nobody really reaches out to me. You can reach out to my wife, and if she feels it's okay, then she lets you reach out to me. It's really crazy, but really, I don't let anyone really truly reach out to me at this point, because if I did, it would just be too many. And so I filter all my communication through other people. And then if I feel the need, I come out of my little hole. You know, it's so sad. I mean, I'm too focused with my students. I don't have time to socialize randomly with random situations. I gotta stay focused to be able to help everybody in my group. Hey, Sam, issues in the Middle East will affect Bitcoin performance. I don't really stress it much. Yeah, not at all. So we're watching a rejection here for Bitcoin, 68,000. This may be it here. We may have to take some profits. We stalled out. Yesterday, there was a chance Friday night could have got a big pump. We did hit 69K. All right. On perpetual futures, even here on spot, we hit 69,000 even yesterday, and we tapped it. So rejection at 69, around 68,250. And if this closes bearish today as such, then we likely, could get somewhat of a pullback. However, we close bearish there and we still pump. But it's telling me we're going to get some type of sideways price action, and we'll see how the daily candle closes in 10 hours. But, when you look at the daily, you're just a little too far away from that 21-day moving average. And whenever I start saying that, we had a great rally. It was a wonderful run. We went from 62,000 all the way to 68. Heck, we were down here at 59. Bitcoin just went up 20% of its entire value. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like not 10 days, from October 10th till now. So it just 9 days, man. She's a beauty, that number 9. Bitcoin went up $10,000, right? 59 to 69. So, and it even wicked all the way down there. Yeah, 58.9. Unbelievable trading right there, right? And we took a lot of gains. Remember, it was a lot of longs along this way. Some big, I'd said $2,000 a day, $3,000. We had some big gains throughout these times. We celebrated a lot, right? Can MPLX hit $5 this cycle? I truly believe that's possible. I own it, so I would love it to do that. We'd have to really break down the market cap and all that. But so, yeah, you can start to see things brewing here. Now, there's a chance we're so bullish we trend upwards. Like we make an upwards trending flag as the 21 comes up the price. And then we pump. That is possible. The smaller time frames are going to tell us that. Why? The smaller time frames will stay above their 200 MAs. If this is bullish, the smaller time frames will keep their 200 MAs. You understand? If this isn't, the smaller time frames will start to lose their 200 MAs. And the daily will turn more red. In my mind, I can see it's almost like I've had the chart. I've had this done. I've watched the daily dump while I've had the minutes and the 5 minutes up on 5 screens, and I can see how all the charts are reacting together at the same time. It's kind of like a watch that has multiple gears, very similar to that. The 1 minute spins, then the 5 minute spins, then the 15 minute, then the daily, and they're all spinning together. It's like you know what I mean? And when you first start trading, you can only see the spinning daily because that's all you can understand. I mean, you have to understand technical analysis too. So you're trying to understand time frames and technical analysis. What people don't understand and nobody truly teaches is that time frames is its own intense subject matter inside of trading. You understand concepts: overbought, oversold, MACD. Like, you got to learn the terminology and the actual instruments. What are they? What is the RSI? Right? That takes I say it takes a true year to really encompass those ideas. Then you have to understand divergences. That takes another for me, that took 2 to 3 years to fully understand and take a full grasp on it, for me. Hopefully my students and other people will be quicker because the way I teach it. But for me, divergences took a long time. On top of, so now you got that. You got the terminology, you got the divergence. All right. You know your support or resistance. You're getting the swing of things. But now you don't understand how the time frames interact next to each other. Now you have to start trading the daily, then trade the 4 hour. See, I've traded the 4 hour for 2 to 3 years at one point in my life. And I've traded the 1 hour for a few years. I didn't even know about the smaller time frames or touch them when I traded the stock market. That was too much, right? Then I traded the daily and the weekly as I got into Bitcoin long term, and now I've traded now I've traded the 30-second. The heck, you've seen me trade the 1 second chart. Okay, so I've traded every chart really, and I've even and I look at the monthly. We do our monthly candle close. So what I did is I just kept understanding the time frames and going back and forth between them, 1 minute, 5 minute daily, 1 minute, 5 minute daily. You see what you do with me every day. This is going to in turn you into a master. This is how you make it to the next level. No indicator, you can't. It's your brain understanding the intricacies between the multiple time frames. That is going to be where you shine. All right. Most people won't be able to handle that. It takes a certain brain capacity. You can say, I don't have that. I could train you to have that. I can train you to believe you can do anything you have, and I can train you to rework your brain. If you're someone that decides I'm not good at math, you will be good at math when I'm done with you. You will not say those things anymore. I meet people all the time. I don't have that. Oh, I don't have that. There's a certain type of mind for that. When I tell people I'm a trader, and they're a little bit, there's a certain type of mind for that. That's not true, man. I looked at the person that said that last night. I said, no, I was the worst trader ever. I didn't have the mind at all. I said I made it happen. And you can too. Do not, your mind creates your reality, right? Don't live by circumstance, all right? Congratulations, your new watch. Thank you. I appreciate it, but it's just a watch. I want to say thank you so much for your congratulations. You know what I want to say more of today? Before I get into the smaller time frames in a second. And this is our morning update. But I really want to spread light, love, and positivity today. I'm feeling really, really blessed after last night. So I'm blessed for many reasons, but the rewards I see daily are far greater than any material desire. Read this email. This is from the person who won the 100 USD Bitcoin yesterday. God is so great. This email filled me with purpose, light, and unwavering desire to keep going even harder than before. He goes, I don't know how. The number just came to me and I felt it was right. I'm so grateful you saw it. And I'm truly at a loss for words. I just lost my job of 8 years at Bristol Myers Squibb because of mass layoffs. 3,000 people were impacted and I was one of them. I've been fighting so hard to stay positive each and every day, not only for myself, but the people around me who count on me. I've been watching your channel daily, not only for the great content, but the message you convey of positivity and the blessings of life. I just want you to know what you preach has impacted my life in such a positive way that I would never be able to put it into words. You're one of the main reasons I haven't given up and will keep fighting to be the best version of myself every single day. I am so grateful. God bless you and thank you. I'm not going to lie. I had to hold back my tears this morning. That hit me so hard. All right. And I'll tell you right now, without any doubt, strike me dead if I'm lying, that made me feel way better than this watch. That reading that made me feel, it hit me in a place this watch would never be able to touch. It's just a piece of metal. All right. So I don't know. I'm indifferent. I'm an Aries. I like flashy. I like to show you that I got it, but I know it means nothing. It's interesting, Yeah, that message was so hot to me. Like it changed I hope it changed all of you today. I think you should all go back. You should replay that. Listen to that if you want. And for the rest of our days, everybody here should feel blessed, man. Just hearing that story should make you feel blessed, because that's like, how could you not feel good today after hearing that? And you were part of it because you made the show happen yesterday. And so you helped the algorithm bring him to us. So you helped change his life when you helped support me. Every single one of you here today helped because you helped reinforce that I could help more people. So thank you. And may bless you and all of you here. And let me get back to the chart. So the daily, far away from that 21. A little bit of bearish divvy here too. Right? So, you got to start thinking that we're going to make a little bit of a pullback here. Everyone's over bullish, screaming we're going to the moon. You got to start thinking there's going to be a little pullback. The greed's getting a little overly high. I'm just, there may be a little pullback here. While everyone's kind of a little overly bullish and a chance to grab all coins at a great price. So I'm seeing bearish div. I'm seeing tweezer tops. I'm seeing resistance. I'm seeing overbought stochastic. And I'm away from the 21-day moving average. That's how, when I go for a long, I'm doing the opposite, right? The bullish div, everything's, so that's basically how I long, but flipped upside down. All right. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and take a look. Now, is there a chance the 4-hour says hogwash and continues to pump? There is. I got some contingent longs open in case, but it's really based on this idea here. This flag's got to break out like today or tomorrow. And look, the moving average is getting a little far apart. The 200 to the 21. It starts to get unsustainable. Even then it tells you 74, 75. Like how much longer? When the moving averages get tight, that's when you want to start thinking about getting into position. When you see tight moving averages, that's when you want to start being like, oh my gosh, something's happening here. There's going to be a big move. Look, the moving average got close, pump. Moving averages got close here, pump. It's how I use the moving averages. Look how close they got here, pump. Understand? And if it's a dumpage, they'll get close and they'll dump. The dump will happen when the moving averages get really close together. Once you understand this, you'll never get into a trade until the moving averages are tight, because you know that's when it starts to happen. So why get in before that? Pointless. So my trading style will also save you so much time, because you won't force yourself getting into trades for no reason. All right. Also, the 4-hour is showing some bearish divergence, is it not? And it's even this indicator has it. This one has divergence. You see the red R. It's saying, hey, the stochastics push down while price pushes up. Meaning the momentum of the indicators is taking you down. And then here we have swing down while that swings up. That's also bearish divergence. Okay? Bearish divergence. So I tell you what, do we still bounce? There's a chance. You know, previous support is resistance. There's the point of control here. Here's the deal. If the 4-hour closes a candle below the point of control, that's when I would either, skip out on a long if I was in one, or, think about possibly shorting back down through this gap to the 50 here to $66,000, right? Maybe even we might even hold here at 66.9. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. It should be light. It's the weekend. It shouldn't give us a lot of information. And it's correct, right? It does suggest that we could go further up, but that could just be an order from the week. Someone just decided not to take down. You never, but there is some sells at 68.8. But already remember that 70 red is gone. It was a big 70. It was dark red. And there's some liquidity to the downside. It does suggest it leans further to the upside. It leans further up than down today. But, and that's pretty accurate, but you can't go on it. It's not 100%. All right. Everything we do here is just an add-on to probability. It's not like a guarantee to probability. Understood? And let me put BOOKMAP back where I got to put it. I just started doing this, keeping the price action for you guys there. And let me bring this in so it matches the line there. And so it feels kind of nice. There you go. And now you can see the price of Bitcoin the whole time, I guess. But I mean, I'm always on it most. I try to tell the guy that I'm always doing it anyway. Like, you're going to get the price of Bitcoin probably every couple of minutes. So, I'd watch the 4-hour closely, struggling a little bit here, but still a chance it could break out. All right, it is a falling wedge. The 1 hour is very low, very oversold. All right, as it pulled back from 69,000 last night. So there we have it, right? Dang, I had a week's position open that must have went up like $700 last night, and I didn't see it. I guess I didn't remember that I had opened it. Craziness. Don't be me. Don't do 1,000 things. But so look too, we also talk about when the moving averages get tight, they like to pump up to the 200. Now they're tight, and you got the gap to the 200, and you got a gap here. So again, 68,000 holding. And so you talk about that 4-hour, and you also talk about this point of control in the 1 hour. So if you lose the POC, right? So I do see some bearish tones. I could see it go either way here, to be honest. So I have a long with a stop, and that's all I can do. Look, that's a inverted cup and handle. There's the cup, there's the handle. So it looks like we could pump. I mean, there's your, and we're kind of flat here at 61.47. So that's where I stand. I mean, previous resistance is support here. That's an SR flip. Resistance, bounce. So if we lose 68,000, we're likely going to drop down to 66, right? I mean, probably, at least down to 67 and then possibly to 66,000. It does look a little more bearish than bullish to me based on the moving averages. I have to be honest with everybody. I'd like to tell us we're going to keep going up, but it's just, and look, we're kind of making lower highs. That's kind of Adam and Evie, but it's slanted, you see. But it has an Adam and Eve vibe to it. They're not, think about it. If patterns can be this way, then of course they can be sideways, and of course they can be upways, and they break down all different ways, but you can see the pattern. All right. That's what you'll start doing too. You'll be able to see the slant, how the pattern's somewhat slanted. So do we open up a short right now? It could be a good idea with a stop loss like above 68,750 and going down to 66,000. I don't like to short the market when we're this bullish, but there definitely is an opportunity to be had, right? So, and then watch your altcoins, because if Bitcoin falls down like that, it's going to pull back most of your alts as well. All right? That's just a fact of life. All right. I need something to happen ASAP or I'm not going to make it. I don't have patience to hold for years. Well, you just told yourself you're not going to make it. Yeah. See, you just created your destiny. Well, you think you can, where you think you can't. You're right. So you just said you can. All right. You said I'm not going to, which is basically the word can't, right? So you're using negative affirmation immediately. I can see how, like, we have to rework your subconscious mind immediately. Like, you have to go in for subconscious mind healing immediately. Yeah. I was doing what you were doing, and that's why I could not get ahead. I wasn't doing, my life just sat the same. Matt Cullen, I love you, man. I don't want to call you out, but we can help you. All right. Falling wedge in the 15-minute at BTC. Yeah. I can hold and I will be patient. Amen. So can I. My patience made me a millionaire. So, like, you got to be patient if you want to make it. All the things that they told you in life, when you were a kid and you wanted, one kid wanted to cut the line and you knew you had to be patient if you weren't the first to get your water at the water fountain or whatever it was. And, all those same, and why am I saying that? Well, one day I sat with trading and I thought about all the things my parents told me from like 6 to 10 years old. Be kind, always be grateful, right? Don't say bad things about anybody. And if you took those same principles and took them to yourself, don't say bad things to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, right? Don't cut yourself in line. And then also patience. You have to have patience. It's not all about when you want it. It's when it happens. God will teach you that. I was like, God, I want it all now. He said, I'll give it to you when you're ready, not when you want it. The universe will conspire to meet you right where you need to be met at the right time, not when you want it. That's the problem as humans. We think we can control the timing, and that's what kind of gets us in the, because it doesn't happen when we want it to happen. And we get a little vexed, and we get tight, and it causes stress. Take a deep breath and realize, and I said this to my wife. I said, this morning I laid in bed with her, and I said, I'm not trying to be morbid or rude. I said, but I truly don't know when my last day on this earth is. I said, so what I have to make sure is, do I have enough for today? Did God provide enough in my bank account, in my life? And I said, man, I have more than enough for today. I said, do I have enough for tomorrow? And I said, I have more than enough for tomorrow. I said, well, as long as I keep working hard, I'll have enough for the next day. And each day will take care of the next. And you know what? I don't have to think too far ahead, man. Now, I plan businesses, and you do have to project. That's completely different. But like internally, as my spirit, as my soul, as I sit with contentment of life, each day is the blessing. Each day is the moment. And I don't need any more. I don't need tomorrow because I don't have it anyway. All I have is right now. That's the only thing you have. And my wife was like, that's how Muslims think. She's like, that's the Muslim way. And I said, I think once you get close to God, that's just how you'll think. It becomes a common feeling. Because you'll be grateful for every moment, and you'll realize you never know when your last moment is. And you'll do everything you can to have the best time in the moments that you do have, because that's all you can control. You control nothing else but how you feel right now. There's nothing else you can control fully, truly. Life is going to throw things at you. Things are going to come at you. It's not going to be perfect by any means. All right? That's going to happen. It's a fact. Things are going to come at you. Everyone here is going to have some ups and downs in the next year. Facts. How you deal with them is what turns you into a winner. How you push forward, how you turn those into positive aspirations, how you take any negative thing that happens to you and flip it into a positive. That's a muscle in your mind. You get good at it. You start honestly, you want bad things to happen, but you start when bad things happen, you get excited. You're like, oh wow, what positive thing am I going to find out of this one? Before, I used to just moan and complain about any negative thing. Now when I see a negative thing that I maybe if I even perceive it as negative at first, I say this isn't negative. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the stepping stone to it. I'm going to say that again. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the stepping stone to it. Every single individual that you see that's amazing in life has failed far more times than you could ever believe. Every successful person you know failed so many times. The difference is they did not stop. That's the difference. That's why you think they're successful. They're not amazing as you. It's just once you hit that level, you see it, and bang, right? So I gave you the TA. The 7 minute did lose the 200 MA. Look, we hadn't lost the 200 MA. We've been above it for about 2 days since the 17th. They're halfway through. The 1 minute also below the 200 MA. Now it is making a bit of a double bottom here, and it's attempting to do its thing. But watch for this. If it could make maybe, I don't know, some type of bear flag descending triangle. Let's see if some div kicks in and gives it a punch there. 68,000 seems to be holding, but you got local resistance now at 68,250. See the bounce and resistance. So here's the deal. Like, you'll watch the smaller time frames. If you can't get back above 68,250, expect more downside. So it looks to me like we're going to start maybe a slight pullback today after that $69,000 top. And I could be wrong. But that's what it looks like to me. All right. I keep a long open with low risk that I'm already up on. We'll see what happens. And I just took profits on a long I had on week. So I sold gains for sure. So I solidified that I made gains, and then we'll go from there. All right. Dang, though, I think 1018 827 1019 38. Was it in the morning or at night though? I gotta see. 0827. Oh yeah, they do. I think they do military time, so that would definitely be in the morning. Dang, man, I'm a clown. I opened up a week's trade at 67.7 and went to 69,000. Wow. What are you gonna do? $1,000. Anyway, positive pudding equal tasty dessert. Amen. If you think Bitcoin is pumping at 98K, brother, get out of crypto before you get cooked and learn more. Someone thinks Bitcoin's pumping at 99K. Yeah, my family has been going through it lately. I've had 3 near-death experiences in the last 3 months. My wife had 2, but we keep going. I've been home 2 weeks recovering, still here. That's crazy, man, that you've both had that. I feel like you're attracting some type of energy. I really do, because that's too coincidental. There's no such thing as a coincidence. If I were you, I would move from my physical location. I really would, because there's some energy there that's definitely on both of you. And I think leaving that neighborhood or wherever, if you can, I think starting fresh somewhere else might be a good look. I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Who knows? Things happen. All right. All right. And I believe my deck screener was back up again. Kobe. There we go. I think it was the Veppin messing with it. I mean, Trump with, you have dog with hat. And you think Trump with hat, you think would do great. Honestly. Tiny market cap, be careful. It does have lock liquidity. I mean, if this thing 10x's to 3 mil, right? I'd be careful, though. Likely go to zero. You know what I mean? Like, it's got such small liquidity. And how long has it been out? Yeah, it's been out since March and no one's touched on it. I don't know. I have seen coins do nothing and then out of nowhere they do something. Right? This thing should be hot, though. You have Dog with hat, Trump with hat. He's at the hat, right? You'd think it would pump. But, how much is it up already since, like, this little resurgence? I mean, it is up 200%, right? I don't know, man. Memes are weird because they're so small. I never want someone to think I'm, like, facetiously trying to, This is a bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom here. Like, that's that Adam and Eve. They break out 68% of the time. For fun, I'll buy this, man. I haven't bought a meme on live ever, right? So I'll buy a meme for you guys. I'll buy this just to see what happens. I'll speculate. I'm gonna put like $50. And don't do what I do. Please. Like, this is for educational, entertainment purposes only, all right? There's my Solana wallet. I'm going to go to Jupiter, all right? That's where I like to use Solana. And then I'm connected. All right, connects immediately. It's so nice. And then you saw that if you saw when I was on Deck Screener, I snatched the address right there. It's right next to the name. You have a copy symbol there, right? And then you come here and you put in, keep yourself, swap that, put this, paste in the address, right? I've been doing this for 5 years now, so 4 years, since 2018 or 19, 20, since 2020, right? Now let's see, it didn't seem to like come up, right? Let's see. Maybe it's a rug. I don't know. Maybe it might be a honeypot. See, look, it has like a symbol there. So I don't know, man. Looks pretty weird. Routing to radium. It's not letting me swap for whatever reason. Let me see. Maybe it's because I'm not like... I don't know. Doesn't want to let it happen, so there you go. That's a symbol, right? That's a sign. Fingers crossed for long-term ship plan. One-day chart is tasty, yeah. I caught math at 18. Now it's around 60 in like 4 days. Yeah, math had a nice little run there on Coinbase. So yeah, this looks kind of shoulder, head, and right shouldery. You see that? And lack of volume. You can see how the candles even look pretty dreary. It's kind of interesting how price action changes, even the way it looks. But that to me looks like it wants to dump to the downside. So I'm seeing some bearishness for Bitcoin. All right. I really am. All right. Actually, amazing show, Boarding Sam. Come on, let's hit that like button for the likes. He just gave us all for free. Amen. God bless you guys. But like, you know, what's hot is hot. Just be careful if Bitcoin dumps today, or even goes, if you want Bitcoin to go sideways for most of the day, that's what you want. And did our LWOLF take off? It did so far. Got the pump eventually. And if you're in the crypto trading group, bang, right? That's there it is. Entry could have been at, you know, right there. It's just lower, but I feel like it, you know, anywhere in the pocket. But I mean, that's a beautiful up 52, 36. I mean, that's beautiful. And this thing was like so likely. It consolidated when everything else wasn't consolidating. The charts are going to tell you what's going to happen to the coin. Like, and they're going to be very accurate. Tight moving averages, high volume node, low stochastics, ready to turn, LWOLF. And if you're in the trading group, you're up right now 34%. We had an alert on it too, so the alert would have hit, right? I'm just, you know, it is what it is. Can you look at the old token UFO gaming? Remember that thing? If Kamal Harris' massive pump will happen, right? What do you think about SEI right now? Thank you. SEI might pull back right now. If Bitcoin pulls back, it's a bigger coin with a bigger market cap, right? And it's hanging on that level. Like, and if it loses that, it's going to dump pretty hard, right? You see the 4 hours a little overbought on the stochastics RSI. The daily's a little oversold, and we're hugging the 200 MA. So if you can stay above the 200 MA, you're fine. If you close a candle below that, then I would start thinking of accumulating more. I still believe in the long run, this is going to be a great mover though. And anywhere between, I'd say 50 and 20 cents would be an absolute steal. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not saying you should be taking this financial advice. You got to figure that out for yourself. But for me, that makes sense, you know, and that actually still looks beautiful with the higher trend, cup and handle. Bitcoin can just kind of stay alive here, go somewhat sideways. And it might even dip these coins, but they might come back up pretty fast. Fear and greed index is sitting at 72. I'd like it to cool down. It jumped a little too fast, a little too hard, you know. Hey, Sammy, I bought GFI. Are you buying more on the dip? Yes, I like that coin on the dip. I really do. I really do. Sell when you're in profit on each coin. Exactly, right? In and out, in and out. I've done well with those coins, but I know how they can get you too, right? So look at that. That's just a flat trade right there, you know? And I got the stop loss a little above my entry just to see. If it pumps, I'm in, and then I'll double down, and I could turn it into a $2,000 move. But that's how I said, I start the seed. Sam, do weekends get more interesting when retail returns? They do. They do. And what happens with CME gaps? Because there's frustrating. Honestly, in the bull run, they're around. They're around, but they don't seem to be as bad. Now we have more institutional involvement. CME might have a little more weight. People talk more CME a lot in bear markets to bigger gaps down. But when we're in a bull market and starting to rip, sometimes but yeah, if we rip on the weekend, there will be a CME gap. Do we come and close it? It's an interesting concept. We're going to see, because it's going to be slightly a doom dynamic this time. But, what I do is I don't change. If I know something has probability, I don't just all of a sudden deny it. So we'll flow with that idea right now, but we'll check on the idea that there's some space and room for tweaking. But yeah, right now we have to assume that we will go and refill those gaps. 95% of them do get refilled, right? Whether we do or not, every time, that's something to be determined. Previous support is resistance right here for Bitcoin. So once we lose that 68, so I kind of broke it down for you. I showed you the levels to watch for. If you didn't know, replay my videos. You'll see right at the Bitcoin update what I was saying. And, right, I'll say it again. Shorts equals short squeeze. Yeah, I'll just be very careful shorting an asset right now when it's this hot at this point. In and out maybe on a short, but I'd be careful. I'd even ratchet dump a little bit and I'm accumulating Bitcoin now. I'm really focused on the bull run. So even shorting to me is kind of taking a little bit away. But if there's chance to make gains, there's chance to make gains. All right, but it depends on your focus strategy. If shorting might not be part of your levelly focused strategy, right? It might just be DCAing and working your butt off. Right? It depends. I don't know where you're at, right? Buy Doge. Doge will set to rocket by Monday. It could, right? Would it be bullish for the greed to make a higher high? And it does some at one point. What are you saying, beautiful? I love you too, sweetie. You just come randomly into my room to tell me you love me? Look at that. You're doing something right when your kids come to you and tell you they love you and hug you. If you're a scary dad yelling all the time, your kids wouldn't want to be around you, right? They'd be like, or at least they would, but they would kind of be very like, is dad in a bad mood today? What is he doing, My kids have an open door in my room. They come right in, they hug me, they tell me they love me. I love my life. My kids are the main reason I love my life so much. My 3 children are just blessings on blessings, I'm telling you right now. I don't even like talking about them because I know, I want to keep my blessings private in a way because they're so special to me. But man, I wake up in the morning, usually Saturdays, and they all cuddle on daddy, and I hold the baby, and I got my 4 ladies, I got my wife and my 3 girls, man, and I'm the king of my castle. Yeah. This week, the Bitcoin breakout of the alt season, I really have fully deployed a lot of the capital. I mean, I always have more, but, I'd like to buy some more real estate in. I got to pay taxes and stuff like that, So, right? Hey, Sammy, I'm struggling to find the EMAs you're using on TradingView as there's so many options and trying to find the right ones. God bless you. Great. Well, the number one reason you're struggling is because I don't use EMAs. I use MAs. So type in here and just get the 5MA. Click on that. That's going to give you 5 moving averages. Make 121, make 150, 180, 100, 1200. For the style, make the 21 this white one, the top left corner. Make this one, the bottom left corner, 1 up, red. Make this one all the way to the left, 3 up, 3 in, purple. Make this one all the way to the bottom, 4 over, blue. And make this one all the way down, 3 over, 3 up, yellow. Okay? You can replay this anytime. Stop it and freeze it. You've now been given what you need. Okay? This is the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200. Simple moving averages. Simple, not EMAs. What's the difference between EMA and a simple moving average? We'll take the 21 as the example. You have a 21-day moving average. It takes 21 days, takes the values at the end of the day, and divides it by 21. That's the simple. The EMA exponentially adds an equation that puts more weight on days 16 through 21 than it does on the first 1 through 16 days. This is why it's called an exponential moving average. It puts more weight on these last ending days and into the 21, 21st than it does, you know. It can front run itself by getting data to think what it's right and then having to pull back. This is more simple and stays flat. This can give you a leading signal so people like it, but the leading signal could be wrong. Agreed? In a way, because it's computing what it thinks could be more powerful. This is just steady ready. And if you see it coming, it's likely going to happen. So if I see the 200 here and I see this is the 50 coming up, a lot of times I begin to make that trade or accumulate because it's likely we're going to get the golden cross to the upside. You don't wait for the golden cross. You want to front run it if you're using moving averages properly on the simple moving average perspective there, you know. I hope that was an awesome tutorial for you on the moving averages in which I use. Head and shoulder here looks likely to dump to the downside. 68% chance this takes a pummel down. And we showed you kind of what, you know, what could be a potential movement down now. Again, I would not overtrade on the weekends. All right. I would not overtrade on the weekends. And if Bitcoin takes a pullback, the altcoins will as well. So just be careful, my friends. Just be careful. All right. All the setups I posted, if Bitcoin pulls back, they will pull back as well. Remember that. No matter how many awesome triangles or how great it looks, it's all contingent on Bitcoin holding the zone. It is the weekend. We could go pretty flat today. I'm new to a trade. Came across what is the best time to enter a trade? Well, time in the day. I like to trade after Monday night into Tuesday afternoon. That's my favorite times to trade throughout the week. It's the most volatility, most volume. You get the fastest reaction. Either get kicked out or kicked in, so you can make trades faster. See, here's the thing about volume. When you have a lot of volume, and I set up let's say I set up a flag, and they stop me out, I get stopped out pretty fast. And then I can figure out my next trade, and then I can get into the next falling wedge, and then that breaks out. So I get a reaction, because there's a lot of volume, I get a reaction to my trades. Therefore, in a day, I can make 5 trades, lose 2, win 3. But on a slow Saturday, I might get into that flag, and it might do this. In 5 hours from there, I may not even get stopped out or make profit. And so because of the lower volume, I can't make as many trades that day. And because you see me scalping the smaller time frames, it's harder and harder. It gets harder to make money on the weekends. It's just common sense, right? But people don't realize that. They don't think about it like that. But once you break down, you know, if you torture the data long enough, it'll confess to anything. So important to stick to a working system. I like what you just said, because if you torture the data, it will confess to anything. It will tell you, man. Yeah. I like what he just said, because that's what I do. I torture the data. I'm on the 1 minute. Like, some days I feel like I am. My brain is getting tortured. I'm like, the screen share this week on Thursday night, I had at one point, I had like, everyone on my brain is shot. I was like, I'm exhausted. I realized, I was like, wow, I'm really tired. Like, my brain is shot, you know? Anyway, so be careful. I'm not going to post tons of coins today. All coins may pull back. It looks like a slow Saturday. We'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, one candle at a time. Right now, as long as we stay above 68,000, though, we have to remain bullish. You know, we got to break 68K for the Bears to win. And right now, they can't seem to do that. So we'll go from there. You know, if you want to trade this flag, you can. Some people are going to trade it. And you know what? If it pops, some people are going to make money. And if you know, and again, if it dumps, some people are going to get stopped out. I have a trade open in case with a stop there right above break even. You can see, and I want, if we can get back above this key level at 69, and then 70,000 could be the, you know, looks a little unlikely from what I'm looking at, but at the same time, there's a support and resistance flip here that I must respect. Previous resistance became support, so I would not short until I get the confirmation of the candle below. Rewatch my updates to find out more. Stay tuned. I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I'm still long, to make it pretty clear. Why? Because we're just in that very bullish state. And because I'm a little more bullishly biased in general. So it doesn't take a little more for me to kind of just believe that anything could happen, you know. And again, I am looking at the TA. Like I said, I just broke it down. I do feel more bullish, of course, but at the same time, I got to be honest that, you know. And you're getting a lot of Elon Musk out there lately in Doge. Yeah, Doge got a nice pump last night to the upside. I mean, look at that. A beautiful move for Doge. from 10 to 14. I mean, that's awesome. And look, I got Doge right here in the giant cup and handle. See that? It bounced and wicked, then it came off the 786. It was in the 618 golden Paquito. All right, the 618, and now it's above the 200 MA on the daily. There's the 21, and that's what I go for. So there may be some more pumpage, you never know, but it's likely a pullback too. And you just want to see that daily hit the 21. I mean, you could do this though. Wow, it's acting pretty crazy. And there's a chance Bitcoin still gets the pump today. You never know. You got it. That's the thing. Everyone wants to know exactly what's going to happen. I don't. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I just play the probabilities, my friends. Once you do this enough, you'll realize that you know, the second you become a know-it-all, you become a lose-it-all. I should make that a new saying. But the second you become a know-it-all, you become a lose-it-all. Don't be a know-it-all. Be open-minded to believe that anything is possible and that you're just gaining data every single day. As the first deployed on front running a visual project, a parody DeFi, world of DeFi. If you kindly check on this, please. Think it might pump again just because of like people not, you know, figuring it out. Why did it just do that again with the server thing? So it's like having trouble, I guess. See? Now it's doing that thing again. It was doing. These would fill up quickly and you'd see them all. Aha. Maybe it's BOOKMAP taking the data. Just joined the stream. How you feeling about Bitcoin at the moment? Oh, that's great. Guess what? I'm not going to redo my analysis, but you should check it. You should go. Honestly, if you just joined the stream, I would just go right back to the beginning. Yeah, because you're going to miss out on data you need right away. And just listening to me right now is not going to be the best thing. You're going to want to go back to the beginning of the stream immediately. Yeah. Okay. No, honestly, I didn't mean to be rude. I was a little rude at first. Right? I didn't mean to be. I can be brash. You know why? I'm a comedian, and I think it's funny. I'm still a smart aleck, man. I really am. And I think things are funny that aren't. Like, you know, I think it's funny when someone makes like a, you know, I'm still a little kid, man. I'm not going to lie in some senses. And I still think some things are really, that are immature are very funny. And, you know, I've watched so many movies, and I love when, like, the person doesn't expect it, and then the person says something with a straight face that's just, and everyone's just like, oh my God. And it's just funny, you know, and that's one of my favorite senses of, that's my favorite, like, scenes of humor in a movie. And so I recreate that a lot here on the stream, and I think some people don't realize that's what I'm going for. I think once people get to know me, they get it, and they laugh. But I don't mean to mortify people. Like, it just, you guys get it, right? Right? Or am I just out of my mind? So you love deadpan humor. That's what it's called, deadpan. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know what it was called. Thank you. I'm now more learned than I was before. Erudite in my studies. Phantom looks good to me. I mean, it looks like it wants to cook to 129. It's weird because Bitcoin's going to dump. It says this will dump. But honestly, sometimes you get clues like, if Phantom's going to break out, it looks like Bitcoin couldn't dump. So it's almost telling me like somehow Phantom is saying that Bitcoin can't dump. Now, I've seen this before. I know it's crazy, but and don't do this, right? But I've done this before. I've looked at so many charts, and I've looked at a chart that I'm like, man, that's so bullish. And I know that Bitcoin, if Bitcoin dumps, that trade's going to go down. And I'm like, but that looks like it's not going down. Then I've seen other coins, and then when I look at the whole market, even Bitcoin's a little sideways, but the other, and then they lean. I'm like, well, probability-wise, Phantom looks interesting to me. Like almost like worth taking a shot. It's been hot after it bounced from the lows at 33. So remember, guys, this was my call last rally at 19 at $3 and like 20 cents. Did an amazing 19x or something, right? You can't help be sarcastic because you're an Aries, Sam. All day, baby. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. You see that, like, what he said, like, white guys for Kamala Harris. He's like, but don't worry because their wives and their wives' lovers will all be voting for me. That was classic, man. And it's true, you know what I mean? The truth hurts, but like sometimes things are so funny when they're true, man. You know what I mean? +1, Sam, with Rolex. Is there one called with Rolex? Funny. And shout out to anyone that helped make this happen, man. You guys helped make this happen. You really did, because man, you changed my life. You know, my trades made me enough money, man. My trades are, you know, and my investments did well, but blessings on blessings, man. You guys, man, believe in yourself, man. Anything is possible. You know, when I used to sit on my night shift, you think I have a $17,000 rollie on my wrist? That's how much it cost. $17,000 after tax. It was $16,129. $1,000 in sales tax. You know, but it's a beautiful watch, man. Let me show you guys the watch in fully here. Man, but everyone, I love you. Phantom looks pretty good. I'm going to be scanning the market for my trading group too, and you'll be seeing what I see. Stay blessed, stay amazing. I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. She glistens, man. She glistens. Just a simple piece. You know, just a simple piece. And I buy this really to inspire all of us, man, to know that you can go after your dreams. It could be the person who you want to be. It's not about flashing material goods. Some people will think that, and that's how they'll feel about it. I think I've already kind of stated my claim on that. And I'll tell you, like, if I could bring my mother back to life right now and give back all my Bitcoins, I would. So, and if I could probably spend 3 hours with my mom, I'd probably give I'd probably give all my money back for 3 hours with my mother. Not even a day. You know, if God said right now you can spend 3 more hours with your mom, in reality, would you give most of your money away? I think I would. I think guarantee I would. I don't think it's a question. I know I would. Just for 3 hours. So if I would do that, then I know money means nothing. You know, I always react my brain and I think logically through it. They can't brainwash you with materialism when you're a spiritual being. Understand? I love you, man. And women and everyone out here. Have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. Go after your dreams. It's a slow Saturday. Don't stress. We're at the beginning of something big here. Stay blessed. I love you.